training program that he developed at Georgetown University. And the first two-day symposium was held in 1965. And it was organized by alumni to present and discuss their ongoing work with Bowen theory. It has been held, that meeting has been held every year since. Murray Bowen spoke at that meeting until his death in 1990. And Dr. Kerr has spoken at that meeting as the keynote theoretical speaker since 1990. In the early days, Dr. Bowen invited pioneers in family therapy to be distinguished guest speakers. And in 1975, which was the first symposium I attended, he began to invite scientists from various fields. The first was Dr. Jack Calhoun. And so at my first symposium, I was able to see Dr. Jack Calhoun right in the air when his slide projector didn't work, and did these marvelous formulae that he had developed for understanding human evolution and human function. A few other Bowen theory-based organizations hold a symposium format. The format is a keynote speaker based in Bowen theory, sometimes a scientist. In this case, our keynote speaker in Bowen theory is also our guest scientist, followed by 20 to 30-minute papers by leaders in the field, people who are applying Bowen theory in a wide variety of ways. And that is the format for the next 2 days. A few other Bowen theory-based centers hold this kind of meeting and have for years. One is the Western Pennsylvania Family Center in Pittsburgh. Another is the Center for Family Consultation in Chicago. This meeting follows in some mighty fine footsteps, and I'm grateful that the speakers who came today were willing to bring their best thinking and organize it to present over the next 2 days. This meeting has occupied my mind for months. My mind and time. For months and the last 18 hours, since sleep was not possible in this beautiful place. I was going over and over the details of what needed to be taken care of. Most of them are done, and I'm going to begin to be able to appreciate the thinking of the day, and which is one of the main reasons a meeting like this is worth it to me. I want to see the thinking it stirs for Victoria Harrison, and I want to see the thinking it stirs for each of you in your life. Bowen theory is such a different way of thinking about the human phenomenon. It is a living theory with connections to the sciences that mean it changes. Applications change knowledge, knowledge changes applications. So it is a theory that is growing and building year to year based on the work of many people who are presenting here today. It has its applications in a broad arena, from science to therapy, to medicine, to organization, to the choices we make in our daily lives. It is a big theory, and it creates quite a ripple effect. No one person knows it all. It's not a copycat phenomenon. People who learn and use this theory make their own unique contributions and encounter their own unique obstacles to maintaining different systems. if not in their family, in their field of work. You'll hear about that over the next 2 days from the speakers who are presenting. There is room for the development of new knowledge and for learning more. Meetings like this are necessary for that and necessary for keeping theory alive. So those are some of the reasons that this day is worth the work and the time it takes to accomplish. Our distinguished guest speaker, our keynote speaker and scientist is Dr. Michael Kerr. Dr. Michael Kerr creates a big ripple. He is a scholar and scientist with a history of research of his own in families where cancer is present. He is an author of many articles of family evaluation, which is one of the classic texts in Bowen theory, that was co-authored with Dr. Bowen's involvement and holds the afterword by Murray Bowen called The Odyssey to a Science. Family evaluation is available on Amazon. If you don't own it and have it memorized, you should. It should be on your book stack right next to Dr. Bowen's classic family therapy and clinical practice. On the back table, there are many various books by authors, by people who are presenting today. There are books that go far beyond what's on the table. And I hope you'll take a look at what is available, and my volunteer who will take your money will arrive from New Orleans at noon. In the meantime, I think Amy Trimble, who's handled the registration, will back for Mrs. Stockton later. So check out what's available back there. Dr. Kerr is one of the foremost authors. He is a psychiatrist who practices Bowen theory as a coach and consultant and therapist. Dr. Kerr is not daunted by the challenges of making and maintaining viable contact with the sciences and with scientists, or of communicating the integration of theory, science, and practice to the widest audience. Individuals who are new to theory and people who have been at this for 30 years find Dr. Kerr's teaching valuable to their own thinking. He demonstrates in public the realities of working on differentiation of self in the world of Bowen theory, of examining his own thinking in light of facts from the natural world and his ongoing practice. I am grateful that Dr. Kerr could be here as keynote speaker in Bowen theory and as our distinguished guest scientist as well. I'll welcome him and turn the morning over to Dr. Kerr. Thank you.
He said that he didn't keep his family evaluation bookcase next to Dr. Bowen's. He put it at his bedside. He said the book has had a huge impact on his life. Whenever he can't sleep, he opens the book in 5 minutes. So he meant that as a compliment, and I took it. You know who the lights probably came with?
Please for you. Could you flip those lights off there, please? That's the best the room will be.
The talk this morning is more theoretical. It's a long talk, but I hope you'll be able to stay with me on about an hour